Even though it is yet to start filming, there is already some news about Doctor Who Series 13, the first bit of news we've actually got about the series. And after a long time of waiting for some more Doctor Who news, it's time to share it with you. So there is a lot of big news today coming out, and the biggest one probably is the fact that Bradley Walsh is going to be in Series 13 in some form or another. Now, before this announcement, or it's not really an announcement, it's some news that someone's found, we were sure that Bradley Walsh and Tosin Cole would be leaving in Revolution of the Daleks, leaving just Yaz to be the solo companion in Series 13. However, this is showing that's not the case. Now, there are a few things this could be. First thing is just he isn't leaving at all, he's staying on as a full-time companion, and we were just wrong. Or second thing, he's a sort of Wilf-like character. That's a comparison I've heard people saying, where he's in it, but he's not a full-time companion, he's there for the Earth-based stories, and occasionally pops onto the TARDIS, but he's not a main companion, he's very much a side companion who's not in the series the entire time. But nevertheless, this is still some very exciting news. So, how do we know this? Well, Robin Wenery, director of photography on Doctor Who, recently put on his CV that he was working on Doctor Who Series 13 with longtime series producer Nikki Wilson. Also stated here is that the director of at least one block of episodes of Series 13 would be Jamie Magnus Stone, who previously directed episodes 1, 6, 9 and 10 of Series 12, so that'd be Spyfall Part 1, Praxeus, Ascension of the Cybermen and the Timeless Children. And Spyfall Part 1 was, I think, probably my favourite directed episode of Series 12. Its direction and all the shots and visuals were extremely good, and I think it was the best looking episode of Series 12, with some very inventive camera movements and some great lighting in some of the shots, especially the ones outside at Barton's party. But this is also some very exciting news, and then underneath that it's stated that this is starring Jodie Whittaker and Bradley Walsh. And this confirms that Bradley Walsh will be back for Series 13 in some form. Weirdly, however, this doesn't mention Mandip Gill, who plays Yaz, obviously, who we thought would be the solo companion in Series 13, so whether this is confirming that she will indeed leave in Revolution of the Daleks along with the other two, apart from Graham coming back as a recurring role and full-time companion, or whether it's just not been added on here and she is in the series, which I guess would probably be the more likely option. Also, something else worth noting here is it does mention Jodie Whittaker is back as the Doctor, as there have been some rumours going around that they would try and surprise us with the surprise regeneration at the end of Revolution of the Daleks, where Jodie Whittaker regenerated, but this basically confirms that isn't the case. And there is another big piece of news that we have. There is more to come. So, recently found in the CV as well is that actor Sarah Powell would be in Doctor Who as Mary Seacole in an episode directed by Jamie Magnus Stone. So this confirms that there is a historical episode in this block of episodes as well. Mary Seacole is a historical figure who set up the British Hotel for wounded soldiers during the Crimean War. And that's very interesting. Something the Chibnall era does do very well is their historical episodes, and this is continuing with the trend of a sort of unknown historical figure, although not as unknown as some of the other ones we've had, but a historical figure that not everyone knows too much about and acts as a sort of educational piece while still remaining a good sci-fi story. Now, obviously we don't know what type of historical it is. It could be a Rosa type historical where it's depicting a famous event, or a Nikola Tesla's Night of Terror historical where it's just the historical figures flung into the sci-fi situation, or maybe even a Spyfall Part 2 situation where it's just a Doctor Who story that happens to have historical figures in it. We don't know at this point. But I think any of those would be cool because all the Chibnall historicals have been fairly good. And there we have it, the confirmed return of Bradley Walsh in some form or another, the confirmed return of Jodie Whittaker as the Doctor, and our first guest star / historical figure for the series, as well as our first director. Tell me what you think down in the comment section below. Do you think Graham should continue on as a full-time companion, or be a Wilf-like figure and only appear in the Earth-based stories and be a presence in the TARDIS, but not for the entire series? I want to hear your thoughts down in the comment section below. Also, the Doctor Who magazine comes out soon. It's been promised there we will get an update on Series 13, so there might be even more news to come. But in the meantime, I've been Cyberman Alf, and from me for now, it's goodbye.